I'm sitting on the front porch of a 170-year-old church with a wonderful storied past. It's the oldest Methodist church in existence today, north of the Wabash River. In 1838, near the end of its construction, the church burnt to the ground. Can you just imagine the despair of the congregation when they saw their dream of a new church home go up in smoke? Undaunted by the loss, these determined early Americans started over, and the doors were finally opened, completely debt-free, in 1843. In its early days, the church didn't have a resident pastor and depended on the services of pioneer preacher Nehemiah Griffin. He was a circuit-riding preacher who rode in on horseback to deliver his fiery sermons. Living on the road eventually caught up with him, and he came down with pneumonia and passed away. He finally found permanent residence here in the peaceful Churchyard Cemetery in 1834 at just 36 years old. Nehemiah is in good company near 16 Civil War veterans, many survivors of the Spanish-American War, and 2 soldiers with the distinction of having served in the Revolutionary War. One of those soldiers, Frederick Drulliner, served as personal assistant to General George Washington himself. Wouldn't it be great to turn the dial on the Wayback Machine and listen to the tales he could tell? He joined Nehemiah here in 1841 after having lived on this earth for 88 years. In front of the church lays the historic Chicago Trail. It was the main route for those making the trip from Detroit to Chicago. The community of Hamilton thrived because of the stagecoach traffic and offered food, lodging, and livery service to its weary travelers. Legend has it that Abraham Lincoln's coach stopped at the hotel where he could rest as his carriage and horses were attended to. He decided to take a walk and visit the church he had noticed on his way to the village. Can you imagine the reaction of the congregation when he stepped inside to join them for Sunday morning worship? If only these walls could talk. A special American flag hangs in the entry of this old church, dating prior to 1864. Due to the fading of the blue field, there's evidence that it originally had 13 stars, which would mean that it's a Revolutionary War flag. According to record, it was restored by the Hamilton Church Ladies' Aid in July of 1864. There are 36 stars embossed on it, representing the number of states at that time. This piece of American history was carried in Lincoln's second presidential campaign. My personal connection to the Hamilton Church is back in the 1920s. The Hooten Brothers Quartet sang their versions of the great hymns on several occasions here, filling the sanctuary with their beautiful harmonies. Their members included my great-uncle Fay, Robert, Donald, and the rich baritone was supplied by my grandfather, John Hooten. There are many unfamiliar places and events that can't be found in history books, but are just as important to the makeup of who we are as people today. If we don't make the effort to preserve them, our local legends will be forgotten and lost forever. The treasure of our past is a gift to tomorrow. Tell the story.